Today we are going to talk to Yin, Taurus, and their binary star, whomever that might be. These readings are all about growth, evolution, and transformation. I mean, obviously, we're not in that realm anymore where we're pulling petals off of the daisies going, loves me not, right? So if we're not doing that, what are we doing here? Well, going to a higher level, going to a higher vibration, going deeper into the meaning behind meaning, if you will. Taurus Yin. I think you're going to see what I mean as we go along here, but here's the card that tells it all. An Ace of Swords. I think you've got your sights, Yin, set on an air sign. And we got the Seven of Cups. And last but not least, Judgment. Really enjoy the fact that with this Judgment card, here's a phoenix rather than, there's no sarcophagus on this. It's a phoenix rising from the ashes in the Judgment card. So, okay, a new beginning, good, fine. I think that perhaps it might be a stretch. Depends on how it comes down to you. If you've become pretty much across the board a holistic being, then you can find out very quickly whether you're going to resonate with the spirit of an air sign or not. I mean, plenty of air signs want to be grounded, Taurus, and plenty of earth signs want to fly and soar. So it's up to you to choose for you. Which is it that you want to do? The potential's here. Make the most of it. The thing that walks you into it, however, it's an emotional connection. It's a feeling of emotions, but look at the figure in this card. It's a no-nonsense emotion that's here. And so it's something that you're taking your grounded nature and you're applying to the activity that would follow along an emotional path that incorporates both the practical and the emotional. And what are you looking for? Well, looks like you're looking for a new awareness. Maybe you've never been with an earth sign before, and it'll be a jolly adventure, right? And a new awareness. I mean, if the potential is there, who says that an air sign cannot get along with an earth sign? Who says? I mean, there's a lot of contrivances that seem to want to say that, well, you better not do that because, earth and air, they don't mix very well. And I don't even want to tell you the story of how that exact thing happened to me. But I can tell you this, that idea of jumping into a saying kind of thing or some kind of a truism that is not true necessarily can slant everything. It can weight everything in a negative direction. And like the law of attraction, you want to attract things not working, start thinking about them in terms of that this won't work. You'll get your wish. Let's go to your binary star. And we start out with an air sign, the Magician. So if it's an air sign, and I'll use the term he here for you, Yin, because this is your line, your binary star is you're radiating the yin energy. So therefore your complement is yang energy in the natural order of things. So he, in this case, your binary star, is not only an air sign, but a magician. So that may be your resource right there. The fact that if there are things that seem out of the norm, or maybe a little bit more difficult to grasp at first, a little bit more of a climb to get to the heights with another partner, then why not have a magician on your team, right? So bring in the game, bring in the solutions. And the magician's in a good place to receive a forward action on your part, Ian. Why? Because this air sign, here's another air sign card, this air sign is sitting back in that contemplative mode, that moment's respite that you get after you've introduced yourself to the world of thinking through the ace, 2, and 3. And then it's time to take a short break before the challenge of the 5, right? So it's a good place for you if you're heading in his direction at this time. And last but not least, here is a 7 of Swords. I mean, this yang line, well, yang, of course, but your binary star line is all air, all intellect. And that may be something to be cognizant of, that there might be too much thinking. And sometimes it's just, they have in these meditations, a guided meditation, many times it is said to take yourself out of the idea of thinking and acting, or thinking and doing, and move into feeling and being. Feeling and being, right? Apply that, you can't go wrong. 7 of Swords, right? 7. He's got the confidence, Yin. He's got this confidence that he knows what to do. Hit it up. Call it to be at its highest level. I mean, of course, you're going to have to be at your highest level in order to have that come true or be real in action, in real time. Let's do the archetypal 2-minute drill. Here we are and I need to cut these one more time because this is our beginning. The Hierophant. Followed by the Diable, the devil. Followed by death. Yeah, and look where the Hierophant is looking at. The Death card. Death card is actually our friend. I mean, why is that? Well, in the Marseille deck, you may notice that if you were ever to look at a Marseille deck, you will see that the Death card is actually, in fact, it's easy enough to pull it out right now and show you. There is the Fool, right? Now, there's Death. Note that the positions of the two beings there, the Fool and the Death, the skeleton, they're in the same condition. And it's almost like the skeleton is the Fool with everything removed. All being removed that isn't needed, right? Taking it away, leaving it behind, starting almost with a clean slate, even though you'll bring along with you your experience of how you've been through things to get to the Death card. But in fact, that's the kind of level of dropping it, leaving it behind, letting loose the things that don't serve you anymore. You go down to, this is where the expression getting down to bare bones really is true. And so the Hierophant, why is he looking at that? Because being the Hierophant, is here. His whole purpose is to remind you, and me, of course, that don't forget the heavenly, the divine, because you've got to have that connection about in the moment. So you're in the moment, and now you're connected to what? You're connected to all your earthly possessions? Or are you straddling the world between your earthly possessions and your heavenly possessions? That which comes from on high, which the Hierophant is channeling through his staff down directly into the head of the acolyte who's kneeling at the feet, right? Very cool. Now, the devil. Okay, fine. Devil is only saying this to you, yin. And really, because this is your reading, even though your binary star is here, it's for you to bring this forward if it's going to be the most effective. And what is the most effective? Being willing to stay the course. Follow that line that contains all the honesty and all the non-avoidance and not being willing to be in the moment, not being willing to be 100% truthful, honest, open, all those qualities that are also known as virtues in the human experience and also known as character traits, right? So be like that, and then go forward with, the beginner's mind. This is not only the beginner's mind, this is the beginner's being. Thank you. See you next time.